Hi, everyone. I just wanted to answer a few questions regarding discipleship group. I thought this would be an easier way than writing a really long email. And so hopefully it'll answer some of your questions. Maybe it won't, but if you do have any more questions, please contact Michael or myself or Linda, and we will gladly help you in any way possible. First, the question that you might have is why are we doing discipleship groups this way? As you all know, we are about to welcome Pastor Fuji to our fellowship as well as our ministry. And he's going to have a substantial part of figuring out how discipleship groups, future gospel communities, all sorts of classes, and all those things will take place, how they'll all integrate together. And until he really ramps up, we wanted to provide a continued means by which people have opportunities to grow. And so we wanted to extend discipleship groups to the way that we've been going thus far. And we thought, let's have one more session of DGs, at least in the old style. Sorry for that phrase, but in the way that we've done it in the past. That way there's some familiarity and we can grow together. So that's why we're doing it this way. We're starting in February because January has been a little bit of a hectic time and it just allows us to launch. For those of you who have already perhaps have a long-standing discipleship group, recognize that there's a reason, as we shared from the very outset, why we have sunset markers. Partly it's to guard against some sense of uh, cliches and just this insularity that what we have found through over 15 to 20 years of doing small group ministry is that it usually leads to real dangers, actually, not just to the church as a whole, but to individuals. And so the sunsets, what it does is it provides that sense of we're not going to just stay together because we really like each other and we really like going on vacation together. But it also reminds us that we have a whole group of people who need Christ, and you really want to share those blessings with others. So we recognize that sometimes you want to keep on going. So there is this place of saying, yeah, let's meet consecutively. But eventually, even Jesus had a limit with his disciples, 3 years, and it was done. And so we really want to encourage that as much as we really appreciate how so many of you have been going for a long time. But usually that hasn't always necessarily led to good things. There really is diminishing returns at a certain point. You hit a climax and then actually staying together, you lose sight of the not just the gospel, but the advancement of the gospel and others. So really want to strongly encourage you, even though you've loved groups, to recognize that things need to change. And that's an important part of our faith because we are always being sanctified, we're always changing. So that's necessary. And then as well, with all of the question of sponsored versus non-sponsored groups and discipleship groups. Sponsored groups, what it is that is the church fully endorses the leadership because you as a leader has been willing to submit to the just what we believe as a church. And again, what we have found, and this is through many years as well of experiences, that those who do not necessarily want to come under the leadership of the church, there can be a lot of sometimes very uh, uh, divergent doctrines and teachings that we think are actually a little tenuous when it comes to understanding the gospel. And so it's pretty important that if you want to receive all the benefits and the blessings of Wellspring, there has to be some level of accountability. I think you would want that actually, because it's going to allow us to serve you, to walk alongside with you, to pray with you. And so for those who are saying, yeah, I fully want that, that comes with all access to resources such as the building usage, Zoom accounts, even financial assistance, prayer, walking alongside. But of course, if you decided, hey, I don't want this to be a Wellspring group and I just want to do whatever I want and I want to study whatever material, we're not going to stop that because that's not something that we have any holdover. And I know a number of you have done studies or joined other churches for groups and BSF. That's something that is between you and the Lord, and it's totally fine. But when it comes to accessing all the different benefits that Wellspring provides, we really believe that that comes with coming under our care. So if you have led a group before in the past, you don't need to fill out a new form, but you do need to speak with Michael and just let him know, hey, this is what I'm planning on uh, doing as a group and as a leader. And he will point you to he'll say great, or maybe might say I don't know if that really works with what we believe, and so would you consider this as an alternative, and he'll work it out with you, but you need to get his approval first. He represents us as the elders regarding discipleship groups, so please speak with him if you've led a group. So you don't need to fill out a form. If you've never led a DG in Wellspring, you do need to fill out a form. You need to email Linda and she will get you the form. You fill that out, Michael will look at it, and then he will work with you to see if, okay, everything's great, or you might want to tweak this and that. That's totally fine. Yeah, but other than that, it's pretty simple. We are excited. It's going to be, this session is going to be from February 6th till the end of May. Now, also recognize that on February 6th, it will be an official launch date. So after worship, all of our iPads that are used for gospel train, welcome, that's all going to be transformed into DG signups. So there are different ways you can actually have people sign up for your DG. One, you can personally invite people. They don't have to go to Wellspring. They could be neighbors, friends. They could be a mix of people from Wellspring, from outside, and that's totally great. Again, it just needs that official sponsoring approval process. But if you're cool with that, then on that day you would gather and all these DGs will be signed up. So you can personally invite people. You can decide how many people are in each group. You can, obviously, each group will be studying or looking at different things and different time frames. So that's totally fine. But on that day, there will be opportunities for maybe newer people to actually peruse and see, oh, this is an interesting DG. So think of it as DG shopping day. And on that day, they'll get to choose which one they want to be a part of. And so that will be there. So we're really asking, if you are leading a DG on February 6th, please come and after the worship and stand, maybe you can just help people. You can tell people about groups. Maybe you can ask people. So there's different ways you can get people to join your group. You can ask, you can have people sign up, and then you can make a decision whether you have enough or whatever. But I really, really want to encourage you to be open to however the Lord leads. Pray over the group. Pray for the people that God is going to bring to your group. And pray that this coming semester would be a time in which more and more people will turn to Christ, and you will be a means of God's grace to show people the glory of the gospel and how it applies to their lives and how it's transformative and how it's freeing and changing. So we're really looking forward to this new session of DGs. Excited for you. So if you've led a DG before, just talk to Michael. If you've never led one, please email Linda and ask for the form. But again, February 6th, looking forward to hearing from you all soon. And thank you again, as always, for sharing the gospel of Christ together.